By the way, I don't know how much we're going to be cursing on this. I can't control myself.
I can't. I've blown it like 5 times already.
Put the kids to bed.
Put the kids to bed. Put the kids to bed. This is fucking 3 Jolly Huntsman time.
Yeah.
The discard. I didn't realize that. Cameras are on.
Cameras are on.
So we're doing overrated, underrated, and it's come up to be my turn for an overrated film. This little Scorsese number right here.
Scorsese.
I am absolutely sick to my stomach of hearing about this. Here, I'll hold it. It's the talking disc.
Okay.
So when we were talking about doing overrated, underrated, I started looking on IMDb top 250 or whatever. And I scrolled, and I saw this, and I just went, you're kidding me. What? The problem with this is that it's a perfectly good film, and I mean that this time. It's long. It's based on true events, which means that there's a known objective outcome outside the movie that the movie has to get us to. This guy's alive. He talks to people in public, so they can't just completely make up everything, right? They can't kill him. They can't have things end different than they did, so they have to follow real life to an extent. And so what you end up with, and I hang on, you can even edit this out. I want to look. 179 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia. I'm holding Lawrence of Arabia. Quaalude jokes. I just don't. It's 179 minutes.
It has 6 acts. Because when you think you're in the final act, you are not.
I'm sure that the making of this was phenomenal because you get this guy who has a really interesting life. You get this guy that Martin's used to working with who can play this guy that already kind of looks like him. All the setup for this, I'm sure, was so exciting and fun. But the problem is it does follow the dude's life, and you do have to roughly follow the dude's life.
Yeah.
And our lives are not 3-act plays. And so, yes, exactly, Josh. I do think it's about 6.
Yeah.
You just end up with these 6, whatever 179 divided by 6 is minute Legos of film, and it's... Oh,
is it hard? When was the last time you watched this in one sitting? Have you ever watched it in one sitting?
Yes, 3 weeks ago. It's exhausting.
I mean, it's balls to the wall for 3 hours.
DiCaprio, here's another example, and you could tell I don't like this, does not deliver lines at anywhere other than 10 out of 10. Either way down dramatic or way up dramatic. I get the dude's on drugs, I get the guy, but when they sit down, like when Jonah Hill comes back around and they're sitting out by the back pool deck and his ex-wife is still living there or whatever, that is like the most toned down, heart-to-heart, full-length, no camera movement conversation we get to see those two have. And it feels like DiCaprio's phoning it in. He's not, but it's just that he's been yelling and screaming and acting crazy the whole time.
A lot of people, dude, like, kids I know that are, like, in their early 20s love.
They love it. Well, they love it. They want the Jordan Belfort capitalist dream.
It took 3 tries it took me to watch the whole thing front to back. Fell asleep one time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also very late at night and wasn't a good time to put the movie on. But the time before that, I just didn't have time to finish it. And then the third time that I watched it, by the time it was over, I felt like I had motion sickness.
Yeah.
Because it's just constantly in your face. Do you think that movie could have been condensed into 90 minutes?
Not
2 hours,
Not
maybe.
sticking to real life. I mean, do I think that could I pick 4 of those 6 acts, cut them all down to 15 minutes and get us somewhere? Yeah. I would love to. And again, we'll get rid of some more goddamn boats. I didn't need any of the Quaaludes swimming around in the eye of the perfect storm boat shit in this movie either. That's right about the time where I just go, what are we doing, Martin? Where's the Departed? I want my Departed back. What is this? I don't understand this. There's so much of it to take in. As a protagonist, the man's life story is very interesting. Leonardo DiCaprio, fantastic as usual. Jonah Hill, great supporting role in this case. Love it, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. The cops. You could have taken that cop guy out. What's that guy's name? The lead FBI guy?
Chandler.
You could have taken him completely out of the film. He's barely an antagonist. You don't spend time with him trying to go after Jordan. You just see him when he's interacting with Jordan. That's my issue. There's no other... We're not spending time with Joker away from Batman here. And that's a problem for me as well. It's cool. I don't need to see it again. It's well made. It's colorful.
Imagine if you saw this from, like, a director you weren't familiar with. You might look at it a little bit differently. But for now, it's like, oh, it's Martin Scorsese, one of the greatest living directors.
I love when he's campy and ridiculous. Rewatching The Departed around the same time I watched this last month, I love when he's ridiculous. That's totally cool. And there's, like, also supernatural level stuff that gets explained away in 2 seconds in that movie. It's not 180 minutes long, and it has a beginning, middle, and end. I don't... Why this would ever be on a top movie list, I don't know. This, to me, is any other slice of life movie. I'm trying to even think of a movie that's like this, where it's just...
You know what immediately comes to mind for me? Pain and Gain. That Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, but Pain and Gain is like 2 hours.
Too long. I remember when it was building up to what apparently was the third act, when I thought the movie was supposed to be over.
Oh, wow.
Which is the same feeling that I got watching that movie the last time. It's like, oh, we're wrapping things up now. Oh, we're in the middle of the ocean. No, we're not. Okay.
It has Bad Boys 2 syndrome. And now we're going to Cuba.
Yeah.
That's we wrecked a mansion, time to do it again, but in Cuba this time. There's that feeling with this huge. It's cool. It's not junk. It's, James, what do you think about Wolf? Just on your own, what's your...
You got the talking disc.
You got the talking. I love Jonah Hill in this.
He's very good.
Jonah Hill and Matthew McConaughey stole the whole movie for me.
Yeah.
To me, it didn't feel like 3 hours to me.
Huh.
And Martin Scorsese, kind of like with Casino, with like Goodfellas, not that this is on that level, but it was able to kind of like carry me through it and keep me interested.
Okay.
That's not to say I watched it on one sitting this time around. Minus the sit down scene with him and Jonah Hill towards the end, it's at an 11.
Yep.
Pretty much the whole thing.
That bugs me.
And everyone in this movie is a terrible person.
Yep.
Everyone.
Yep. At that point, it kind of falls into Suicide Squad, where it's a bunch of like-minded people doing a like-minded thing without really any clear picture of who they're against or why.
And Margot Robbie's there.
That was like her first role, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. Josh.
Hold up.
So this was made in 2013. What year's Fury Road?
Oh, Mad Max.
Like the next year.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. 14, 15?
What are the guess? What's the guess?
14.
14.
15.
So this is right around the time of the big, bold, short depth of field, yellow, fire engine red, like hot and heavy, color corrected. I'm trying to there's another big budget film from that same 2 or 3 year period, and I can't think of it. I love it. I do love looking at this. I'd like to look at it. It's good. It's a good looking movie. I don't have a problem with that. I'll pick a favorite scene. The rooftop bar with McConaughey, where he's nuts. And I've read different versions of trivia that say that was different amounts of improv on McConaughey's part, and that DiCaprio was like fluffed and put in that scene expecting one thing from McConaughey, but he actually ended up doing something else. I've heard that the little chest thing was all improvised. I don't know how much of that to believe. I do know that there's a few times where Scorsese kicks the camera back around on DiCaprio, and McConaughey's been doing some weird cocaine bullshit, and Leo looks genuinely surprised, like, what the fuck is this guy doing right now? I like that. That's cool.
Honestly, the last time I watched the movie, I had just recently watched the 4th Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which McConaughey is in, and gives the most insane performance of anyone's career, to be honest. So after I saw that and I looked at Wolf, I was like, oh, okay. It doesn't seem that crazy anymore.
It doesn't seem that crazy.
Oh, yeah. Just YouTube the clips. Don't watch the movie. It's terrible.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, he had a great performance in it, I thought.
What's your favorite scene in this?
When Jonah Hill quit his job over the phone on the spot.
Oh,
tell you
that's cool. Yeah.
You show me a pay stub for $72,000 on it, I quit my job right now and I work for you. No, everything's fine. Hey, listen, I quit.
And he did quit his job.
No, I'm real.
Do you guys like the accompanying narrator aspect of this?
I do, just because I think Scorsese, not everyone would be able to pull it off. I think that were it in lesser hands, the narration could have gone really bad.
Do you like narration in films, Josh?
I do. I'm a fan of narration movies if they're done well.
I do too.
I just keep circling back with Wolf. It's just too long. It's like, that's the simplest way I can put it. You can have too much of a good thing. Even like someone like you who appreciates it couldn't sit it through one sitting because it's a lot to eat at one time.
I did the one sitting in the theater and I wasn't going to be able to do that.
I have no problems with a 200-minute film. I will watch a long-ass movie, but you have to give me something to chew on while I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And this is just slapping me across the face every 4 minutes the entire time.
It reminds me of eating a Domino's pasta bread bowl where the bread and the pasta proportions are wrong and it's mostly bread.
That's one of the first things I thought of, actually, was a Domino's pasta bread bowl.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Yeah. But that's a feeling I get. I'll eat it. I but I won't feel good afterwards.
What would that be like eating that pasta bread bowl while you're watching this? Now that'd be too much.
I'm done for the whole weekend.
Wolf of Wall Street pasta bread.
There's too much crap in this film.
Yeah. Pasta bread bowl.
It's just a pasta bread bowl situation.
What a rating. Wolf of Wall Street pasta bread bowl.
In conclusion, The Wolf of Wall Street is too long. It's one bread bowl out of one bread bowl. Stop the footage. Roll the cut.
Cut.